Hi everybody, welcome to this session. I'm Paulo Sondumu from Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and I'm also working at Norwegian Public Roads Administration. So that's why you are seeing two logos, one at the top and one at the bottom. And I wrote this paper together with my advisor Ulla Ladre and Yarda Lune. He's not here. So the topic of the paper is motive for the use of competitive dialogue. So the previous presenter was talking about design build and design build, but I want to take you one step further and talk a little bit about how to use the contractor's knowledge in the earlier phase of the project. First, let me introduce you a little bit about competitive dialogue. What is it? It is a procurement procedure that was introduced in 2004 by the European Parliament for particularly complex projects. And the purpose of introducing this procedure in Europe is to give public owners flexibility during the procurement procedure, to have a dialogue between the major suppliers and general designers before they sign a contract. So it's kind of a new procedure relatively, since it was introduced in 2004. And it has not been practiced a lot. It has been used only in some cases in Norway and some other countries in Europe. So it has a lot of advantages. It creates organizational integration, and it gives us a possibility to discuss about complex projects solution before selecting the contractors. But it has also some disadvantage. The largest disadvantage is it's relatively high. It has a relatively high transaction cost. So when I come to the research questions, for the sake of this paper, I have two research questions, but this is part of my PhD work, so I'm doing research in the larger scope as well, but I'm focusing only on these two research questions for this paper. The first one is, what are the key motives of using competitive dialogue? So I want to see if it is a way to implement lean in public sector indirectly. Since those who are practicing this procedure are not lean experts, I'm not asking them if they are using it to implement lean, but I just asked them what is the purpose of using it, and I analyzed and come up with a conclusion based on that. The second research question is, how was competitive dialogue carried out, focused on main activity and timeline on implementing it. So by answering this second research question, maybe to come up with a recommendation how to improve the procedure for the future is. That is the purpose of these research questions. Okay, when I come to the cases that I have studied, I studied 4 cases, vary in big variation in size, and when they implemented and how it was implemented. If we see the first case, it's only 0.6 kilometer road in a clay road, in a clay area, and in densely populated area. And it has been used together with design build contract. And it was, the project was started in 2009. The second case is 62 kilometer new road in scarcely populated area, and it has been used design build contract and with operation and maintenance responsibility for 15 years period. And the third case is also relatively similar with case 1, 0.5 kilometer new tunnel and in densely populated area, and it has been used together with design build contract. And the fourth case is 58 kilometer new road. This one is a recent project that we are using this procedure in Norway. So the answer for the first research question, the key motive of using the competitive dialogue procedure, first and foremost, definitely the projects were complex for the client. Obviously, that was the reason it was designed and developed this procedure. And the other reason is it's pilot projects to try competitive dialogue. And in some cases, it was difficult to estimate the cost of the project. Then the client decided to involve the contractors in the earlier phase and to have a discussion before deciding the solution, which solution to go for. And also to identify and determine the client's requirement in a better way was also the motives. And to create a platform to integrate with the contractors and innovation platform, because when the client has complex projects, they in need of innovative solutions, then they go out and discuss with 3-4 contractors, and they can sign a contract with the one who has innovative solution. And also to achieve low level of conflict is also the motive of using this procedure. When the client, the contractors are involved in the earlier phase of the project, then they can contribute in developing the contract that will be signed afterward. So it will decrease the conflict, and they are responsible for the detailed design of the project as well. And risk level also, to decrease the risk level of the project was also the motive behind. If we use only design build contracts, then it's indirectly pushing the risk to the major contractor. But if we have a dialogue first before signing or the design build contract, then it's possible to discuss the problems around that project and to come up with risk minimization measures before. And also, as a generalization, to implement early contractor involvement is the motive of using this procedure. Next one, how it was carried out. For a reference, I have prepared this diagrams that shows how it can be used in how it was implemented in the different cases. In any project, we can have several phases. For this case, I prepared it. Phase 1 is staging phase, and we have preliminary design and detailed design and execution and operation and maintenance. And model 1 is just design build contract without the dialogue phase or without competitive dialogue. So model 2 and model 3 are the approach or how it was implemented in terms of time. So the first one is as a reference. If we see it compared to model 2, we see dialogue phase between the preliminary design and design phase. So the contractors get in there and give idea and further develops the idea that was, or the project that was designed by client and consultant, and feed it to the client's need. And then they sign design build contract. In some of the cases, it has been used even earlier. If you see model 3, the contractors were involved in the design, in the preliminary design phase. Then they developed completely the project, and they were responsible for the design build of the project and operation and maintenance of the project for 15 years. So how was it carried out? Yeah. So this is how it was carried out. We can categorize the procedure into the 4 phases: preparation phase for the client, the dialogue phase, the evaluation phase, and execution phase. Execution phase is the same for all projects, but the preparation phase, the dialogue phase, and the evaluation phase are the key. In the preparation phase, the client prepare the tender document and the framework for the dialogue, and also assess the market, because it's a new procedure to implement a new procedure in the market, and it could be difficult to find enough markets that could be interested in the procedure. The second phase is dialogue phase, and in most of the projects, 3 dialogue meetings were held, and during that phase, they developed the project, and the client has improved the contract documents that they have prepared, and asked for offer. Then, based on the offer, the client evaluates the offers based on most economical advantages tender. Then they sign the contract with the one that has got highest score with these measures. The conclusion is, when I see the motives of using competitive dialogue, to a large degree, the motives, it resembles to the motives of lean construction. So that is my major conclusion. So it has contributed to decrease waste, but it has a potential to be improved. Especially in the dialogue phase, there is a possibility to improve the procedure and to achieve more outputs from the process. And the dialogue phase could also be used to better align the motives of competitive dialogue with motives of lean. That was all. Thank you for your attention.